Hey, this is John from RVA Katana in Richmond, Virginia. Unboxing something right now from Ray Singer of SwordJapan.com, which means it is a Nihonto anti-Japanese sword. And very excited to see what this is. And I have it in here. And we'll just wait for a few more people to come in, and then we'll show you what just came in. Let's see what's going on. Hey, Cook. Yep, unboxing. And we'll show what's in here in a moment. Hey, Breezeaholic. Hello, Bruce Barnes. Hello, Celtic Knight, Country Boy, and Ray Who. A lot of the regulars, a lot of new people. Unfortunately, I'm not sure why my camera isn't panning back on this particular thing here on YouTube, but I am sorry about that. Hey, Steve. Hey, Voodoo. And yeah, I'm going to be unboxing something pretty cool here. Hope you didn't get mine. It was supposed to be delivered today. Haha. Which one were you supposed to get, Steve? Hey, Kratos. So yeah, wait for a few more people to come in, and then I'll bust this guy open. And when we see, what's up, man? Hey, doing pretty good here. And yeah, I'm gonna be unboxing this guy. I just started doing it. It's actually not quite packed like Ray usually packs it. So anyway, yeah. Expecting a Kamakura Ken. Whoa, oh, I saw that. Definitely too long to be a Kamakura Ken. So anyway, let's see. I get mine tomorrow. Yeah, Jesse. Ship yours. Ship your cool sword, your Tamahagane. Also just picked up Hasabe Tanto from him today. Wow. Steve is going all out. So, all right. Let's see. All right, gonna pull this guy out. You'll see the end. It does. Oops. There's all the packing material. I was wondering because usually Ray packs it with lots of packing material. So we will see. It's a big mess here. I don't want to stuff all over it while I'm unboxing, but you can see here that it is a sword, obviously, in koshirae and not in what do you call it? Not in shirasaya. So I kind of like them better this way, even though it doesn't preserve the sword as well. What sword is it this time? Also, let's see. All right, let's go see what. I'll show you the Conte shell first. The certificate. I'm gonna put this down over here. And I actually don't remember which one this is. What sword is it this time? Yeah, I'll show it. I have learned that when I ship these swords off to people, definitely wrap the Conte shell in saran wrap. Learned all these things from Ray. So it's a Kashu, Kiyomitsu Kashu, which is actually a pretty fairly famous smith. Let's see. And here is the Conte shell. Oh, look, Mike Yamazaki. You know, he's the guy who turns up on Pawn Stars. And here we are. It is certified as a Tachi, and it is signed Kiyomitsu. And this is a Hozon, I believe. Yes, it is a regular Hozon paper. So you didn't miss much at all, Mike de la Vega. Let's see. Hi there, John. I love you guys shop. I was just wondering, do you know when you'll get the Afro Samurai? You know, I think it's coming on Friday. We have a big sea freight shipment coming in, and it's been taking forever to get here. I'm going to buy a Naga Serpent Sword. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Can you confirm or deny the shipment of the Cloudhammer incoming on Friday? So Kratos, it was shipped. I don't know if it'll reach you on Friday, but it was shipped. I got the receipt from the guy showing that he dropped it off today. So anyway, that is the Conte shell for this. I will now show the sword once I get it out from bubble wrap. Let's see. As always, Ray does an amazing packaging job. Ray Singer, that is. Ray Singer is a treasure. He is one of the coolest guys you could ever meet. There are all these total snobs in the Nihonto community who don't know nearly as much as Ray does, and Ray is just a stand-up guy. You know, follow him on Swords of Japan. He's not putting out a whole lot of content right now, but he knows Japanese swords so well. Okay, and he knows how to wrap them so they don't get broken. So anyway, yeah. Arrgh. I should do this right-handed, right? Because I am right-handed. Sometimes I forget these things. I can't find. Oh, here it is. I was going to say I can't find where the tape. All right, got it. Do you have any swords from Lord of the Rings? We do not. The only Lord of the Rings swords you can get are stainless steel versions, and so basically non-functional versions. And I'm not a big fan of non-functional versions. I like my swords to actually do it. Do you have any Japanese style swords? I am unboxing one right now. No, I mean shipment from Cloudhammer to the store. Oh, Kratos, I don't know when it's coming exactly. I know your sword is in it. And here we are. This is a Maki sword. I shouldn't yank this off because there are a bunch of the metal fittings that could possibly come loose. There you go. Okay, so here we are. I'm actually getting a pretty cool. I'm getting three cool swords tomorrow from Japan. Actually, super safe packaging. Yeah, Tachi is gorgeous. Yeah, this looks to be. I can't decide. I think this is actually a metal scabbard, metal saya. It does have the silk wrap underneath here. Yeah, let's see. I want a remake of Nobunaga's sword. Yeah, he had some pretty cool ones. Let's see. I really like these type of fittings here. This type of Tachi fittings. These are actually pretty reminiscent of the Muramachi era, or sorry, of the some of the earlier eras. They tend to use very plain fittings. This one is this Tsuba is actually newer. Do you have Ghost of Tsushima Katana? We do at the shop, but not here. Red Cyclone came in today. It was cool as heck. Awesome, Ashton. Glad to hear it. I'll send you my address and forward it on to me, Mr. John. Yeah, I'm sure we'll do that, Adam. So, all right. You guys want to see the blade? You want to see the blade, right? And here we are. Whoa. Okay. As usual, Ray wraps it in saran wrap. And so I need to unwrap it. He gets it on so tight too. Like, you know, compared to the Longtran Forges when they wrap saran wrap around. Actually, I guess they use like a little sheath. They don't tend to. Actually, does use. They do use what you call it. So I believe, if I remember correctly, this sword is a little on the longer side. It is very sharp the way the saran wrap is just coming right off. And here we go. It's got a very classic koshizori type of curvature. This is my favorite kind. And you can see here, let me actually wipe it down. Wipe off the muck, the oil. I'll put a new layer on. But when you have that saran wrap on, it tends to create streaks in the oil. And so you can't really admire the blade as much. So there we go. You can see here the detail in the steel. Once again, this is from Kaga. Kaga is like modern day Ishikawa. And yeah. What is a katana? This is dangerous to use. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely look at the curve of the sword. This looks. I can't remember the age of the sword, but it definitely. I believe it is like a Muramachi, early Muramachi sword, so about 600 years old. The fittings are iron, so that's typically what you would see, like the early Tachi. They didn't tend to have very ornate fittings compared to some of the later ones. Does it rattle because the fittings are loose? Yeah, Space Cowboy. It's an old sword, so that's bound to happen. Hey, Jill. Kevin Lucart, hi. Have you around to make a video on your opinion on the Shogun series effects? I haven't seen a katana in detail on the show. Maybe you and Scott can get some detail. Kevin, we did. I did some a couple weeks ago on some of the swords. We got it as good detail as we can. Yes, Mara. This just came in from Ray Singer. This is the Kaga blade. It's actually in really good shape too. I wasn't expecting it to be in such good shape for what I paid for it. So this is pretty cool. And it is very, one of those classic thin little blades. So I'm going to hold my finger up so you can see the size of the kisaki. It's about an inch long kisaki. This one is, the fittings are, actually I'm not 100% sure, but the blade itself is about 600 years old. What are the most important things when looking for a katana? Just know what your purpose is going to be, Diego. Are you going to be cutting with it? Are you using it for display? If you're going to be cutting, what do you plan on cutting? How experienced you are? All that should go into your determination of what kind of blade you want. How much is for 2,000 to 4,000 year old swords? 2,000 year old swords, I've never seen one. Yeah. What was it that attracted you to it besides the fact that it's a Tachi? Yes, Kratos, that was it. I mean, I'm basically Tachi person. So I just love Tachi. And yeah, once again, you can see here the tsuba. I'm trying to hold this so that the light, I'm going to put it through the ring light, and then you guys both sides can see the tsuba. I do believe this is a Meiji era tsuba, but the rest of the fittings I believe were Edo. And once again, this is a Tachi. Look at this very classic shape for the Tachi. So I'm gonna hold up. Here's another. This one is just the wooden blade, but just look at how similar the curvatures are. That almost all the curvature is in the in right near the beginning of the tsuka, or in the nakago. Here's another one. This is actually an older sword, but you can see once again it has that sort of classic curvature. I guess the one of this hand here is a little more curved. If you compare them side by side, start to curve closer. And so this is one of the things you see in the 1300s. In the 1300s and earlier, is that there are these long, big, deeply curved swords, and they were used mostly as sidearms from horseback. So, yeah, these are my Tachi. My Tachi. I love my Tachi. What is the oldest sword I have? I have some one that might be the one I was holding a second ago was almost about possibly 1,000 years old. Koshirae is Meiji according to Ray's post. Okay, cool, Steve. That is, thanks for clarifying. I didn't remember. Hey, Scott, still at the shop. I guess you just finished class. So Scott Takahashi is in the shop right now. I have to go watch the rest later. Let's see. So what is it going to set me back? This one I'm not going to be selling. Were you ever able to check on the hara in the 1942? Hey, Scott, while you're there, can you, if you're at the shop, can you check the 1942 Tachi and see how visible the hara is to the naked eye? Hara naked. Sorry, if you speak Japanese, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Yeah. So the fittings are Meiji, and this is actually a metal scabbard. It has a silk underlayment under the wrap here. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Tachi. I just like gaudy, and yeah, really pretty. So tomorrow I'm getting an older one. Actually, I had the Sayagaki done by Tanabe Sensei, and he said the blade was a kahin, or a precious blade. So it's really nice to get that. Let's see. Thanks for sucking me into Tachi, says Scott. Are you really interested in Tachi? How much is this one? This one is not for sale. I just got it today, and I think that it's gonna be here with me for a while. Not gonna, yeah. Though I don't have a place on the raffle. But if you like Tachi, here's one that's actually prettier. If you like the fittings, the blade is newer. I mean, it's probably like 100 years old as opposed to like 600 years old, but it's really pretty. This one is really a pretty one. And this one is a Tachi. This one is for sale. It's in our shop. Well, it's here at the house, but it does go to the shop. Well, it belongs to the shop. They all belong to the shop, but this one is definitely listed on the website for sale. Check out the sageo on that. They grow on you. Have you long been collecting swords? As South Nexus, maybe about 3 or 4 years now. So anyway. So this is also a Tachi with purple. This is a sign. This one's signed as well. Actually, speaking of signed, I'm going to come back to this one, and I'm going to see if I can pop the knuckle gold. This is actually interesting because the peg, if you see the peg there, it doesn't seem to go all the way through to the other side. So I'm not even sure how to pop this open. Oh, okay, it pulls right off. Oh, this is one of the easiest ones ever. So there we go. And so you can see there is the signature. This has been authenticated by the MBTHK as a Kagemitsu. So there is the signature. Do you have shikomizue? I do not have any here. We have them at the shop. Just checked and your sword is delivered tomorrow, says Spider Eyes. That one has yeah. So yeah, you can see the signature on this one. And it is, if I remember correctly, he thought this one was from the 1400, so about 600 years old. That is the blade inside, not the fittings. The fittings apparently are Meiji, which is about 100 and some years old. Up to maybe 100 to 150. There were a lot of very pretty fittings that came out during the Meiji period. So. But I am a big fan of Tachi. People know Kiyomitsu. Yes, Reihu. Were you able to read it? It is a Kiyomitsu from Kaga. One of the cloud hammer that was sent back from testing by Fisher King. Kingfisher. Jill, you're putting random spaces. Cloud hammer from Kingfisher. Yeah, he did some amazing cutting with it. He also it's a rounded bevel edge. So it's got a secondary rounded bevel. So it has a little bit more Niku behind it. We cut with it the other day and it was pretty nice to cut with. So yeah. Scott, are you checking out that are you able to check out the Kiyomitsu, or the Tachi, and see if the hara is visible to the naked eye? So yeah, I guess I just put this upside down. I'm getting more and more authentic Tachi fittings, which make me very excited. I like my Tachi fittings. And so this one, once again, deep curve, deep koshizori. You put it on the midline. That's how I usually, I'll see where the tip ends up. Small little guy. Actually, this is a longer sword. I really like the geometry of this one. I'm really happy with this. Very happy with this sword. It's all good, Jill. I was just messing with you. Kaga swords. I've had one before. Actually, Steve has it now. So I didn't actually see what side that signature was on, but it was classified as a Tachi by the NBTHK. So let's see, what side was it on? I missed it actually. So there is the signature. It is on the Tachi side, which would make sense since the I was curious if the Kaga people signed it reverse, just because I had that one that went to Steve that was signed on the other side. So once again, just unbox this. If you're just joining us, this is from Ray Singer. It is about a 600-year-old blade, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong about that, but I need to reconfirm with it. But I believe it was a 500 to 600-year-old blade inside Meiji era, which is about 150-year-old fittings. I really like the Tachi. It is a metal scabbard, I think. Sounds like metal. Hope I'm not like tapping into wood like that, but if it feels like metal, looks like metal. The wrap isn't super beautiful compared to some other ones I've seen, but still, it's nice. I'm guessing the wrap is fairly new. Oh, check out the, this is an interesting detail. I didn't notice this, but check out the kabutagane, or the kojirigane. It has silk underneath there. Was there samurai in Okinawa? Yes, as occupiers. So yeah, the samurai basically conquered Okinawa and then stayed there as an occupying presence for a while. Check out the detail of that. I really like this type. I finally got your first katana. Congratulations, Nicholas Shaw. Oh, Nicholas Shaw. I sent it to you, I believe. I was curious to see if these fittings do not have the cloth underneath it. But I actually, this is the first time I noticed. Check out the swirl pattern in the lacquer. I didn't even notice that until I put it up to the bright light. All the things it's just all the new things I'm seeing. I really like these Tachi Tsuba. And yes, I really like having swords inside koshirae more than shitasaya. That goes to show you how I am not a real collector. That was a nice pattern, wasn't it, Ray? I just noticed for the first time. When should you be oiling your katana? Whenever you touch the blade, wipe it down and put a new blade, oil in it. If once a month, once every 3 months is fine, depending on the humidity conditions where you live. That's a good. What was that black tachi? That black tachi fits onto that's about 250, 200-year-old fittings that go with this 800-year-old sword. So this is a wooden blade inside a tsunagi, and this blade goes inside. The steel blade goes inside. I prefer in koshirae also instant decor, right? That looks subdued. I just bought one too. You've been so helpful. Oh yeah, Redshaw, you got the tatsumaki, and we just had that shipped from Siberia, shipped it this morning. So hopefully you'll be getting it pretty soon. That's a very pretty sword. Dragon King makes a really pretty good sword. What is the detailing on the blade itself called? What do you mean, Zia? What do you mean by the detailing? In koshirae means no fuss for playing. Yeah, right? The one with the ito wrapping on the saya. Yeah, it's called an itomaki. Itomaki's Tachi koshirae. Yeah, I'm a really big fan of itomaki. And if you look at my Tachi collection, they're almost all itomaki. I love itomaki. It's one of my favorites. Let's see. Can I see your most expensive sword? Oh, let's see. This probably is one of the most. I'm not sure which one is exactly the most expensive, but this is probably would be. This is a tachi, or actually a nodachi, that's about 650 years old. It's an enormous sword. I don't know if you can tell in terms of the size just how large that is. It looks like slight discoloration in the pattern. Yeah. What is the detailing on it? Looks like slight oh, so you're talking about the folds of the steel. Yeah, that you see that in traditional Japanese steel. Just received my Dragon King today. Beautiful katana. Awesome, Keith. That is a giant tachi. It's actually an odachi. Yeah, giant tachi, odachi. What drew you to bidding on the Scabbard? Looks like you're winning so far. What do I like about that? It's in koshirae. It's basically that's for the shop, Steve. So it's basically a 400-plus-year-old sword that's signed. So it's something I'm getting for the shop. It's not something that I wanted for me myself. Have I ever unalived anybody? No, I have not. Can we see get a replica of your nodachi? I'd have to ask and see if someone can make it. John, can I please see the Jan is missing the stones that we were talking about earlier? Sure. Yeah, there's something, Steve, that I get for the shop. I like holding on to them. Obviously, if there's the sort of things if nobody buys, I don't really care that much. So Kratos, you can see that the agate is missing there. There's one missing there. There's one missing here. There's one missing here. So, they're a bunch missing on this one over here. So yeah, and then also what you'll see is there's some discoloration on the side. I don't know if you can see it very clearly, but there's some discoloration from where the fittings slid off. But when the fittings are in place, you won't see it. But yeah, the Virginia humidity has not been good to this blade, to this thing. We do have Emma from One Piece. I just don't have it here. Oh, the hamon. Yes. Oh yeah, the hamon. What about the hamon, Zio? Reproduction of historic blades is interesting. Gavin, we're getting some remakes of the Munichika. We're actually getting a lot of remakes from Cloudhammer in the near future. And this is the blade of the GN. This is a really pretty blade. Functional Damascus. It's step Damascus. Has that gorgeous central fuller. Love the shape of it. It's very light and nimble. You can feel like you can do all kinds of things with this sword. So yeah, I like this one. It's a GN. You can hear the kaze from that large central filler. So yeah, Kratos, the bottom line is that everything here is loose, and it's missing some stones I can't find. I shouldn't say it's never left this room, but it has very rarely left this room. So I don't know where the stones could have fallen to. I looked all right down here and never. Oh, there's actually two down there, so I can replace two of them. But yeah, ladder pattern Damascus, one-hander. Yeah, Joe Lane, long time no see. Gavin Stewart, thoughts on yesterday's Shogun? It was one of the least interesting episodes to me. I mean, it was okay. I enjoyed it, but it was one of the least interested ones. Let's see. What is the best sword I have? What is your well, it depends. Best at what? I mean, there are all kinds of. Yeah. What do you mean by best? What were you saying the other day when you were talking about the top and bottom of the handle wrap? I am not sure. I wish I don't remember. I realize I still have a lot to go on. You're right. We don't like talking about that, doghouse owner. What is the sword fourth from the top? This is a two-handed jian. This is a monster of a sword. It is 8 pounds inside the scabbard, 5 pounds out of the scabbard. 8-sided blade. You can see the Damascus there. It's kind of hard to hold one-handed. It's that heavy. Yeah. I just like the detail with the dragons in it. Where did you get that jian? It's actually from Hanbon Forge. I got it secondhand, but it's like a $600 sword. But I got it secondhand for less. Do you have a ninjato sword? We have at the shop, but I don't have them here. This is the closest thing I have to a ninjato here, which is this is a totonuki, straight chokoto. Not really a chokoto because the shape isn't exact, but this is the closest thing I have to a ninja sword, even though it's pretty long. Yeah. Check out the folds in the steel plus the hamon. Hamon. I had actually meant to go to the shop today, but I was waiting for that sword to come from Ray, and it didn't. I actually got one more thing in. Actually, I got 2 more things in. I'll worry about that later. They're not swords, though. Yep. Are you able to get a custom Tachi made? Ryan, depends on what you mean. Like custom dimensions? And yeah, so the simple answer is yes, but there's a little more to it. Why doesn't his ninjato? That's not a ninja. It's not a ninjato. It's just a straight sword, straight katana. I was just saying it looks like it. Favorite design wise, I like big curved swords. Just to remind, I want the Osaraku Nagamori and the Dotonuki whenever you're ready. Ha. Steve, I'll remember that. I need to write that down, like just in case something happens to me, so my wife knows it's like that you want it. My favorite okisaki. This is from Racing Art's personal collection. This is a Hirosuke. This is my favorite okisaki. Just such a really nice shape. Here's actually, this is a modern sword made of L6, and it also has an okisaki. I don't know if you can tell from the reflections, but this does have an okisaki as well. It's about a 3-inch okisaki. It starts right there. Did ninja use katana or wakizashi? They use katana that they would cut down, so they could use them in close quarters. Oh, and that Hirosuke. Should have grabbed it when I could have. Ha ha ha! It's mine. Let's see. I did my sword from you guys today, and I'm very pleased. Thank you. Awesome, Doberman. Glad to hear that. Is the Ogami Ito worth investing in? I mean, if you mean by investing that the value, that it'll increase in value, then no. Like no modern sword will go up in value. Unless you're like, well, I take that back. Probably some cloud hammers just because there's certain ones they make few of, so you could like technically get it for a lot. You could sell it for more than you bought it, and I know that some people have. Won't mention any names. Let's see. So my dad bought me a toy Tachi from Japan when I was a kid. I want to make one that looks like it. Ryan, send me pictures. The most expensive katana I have, are we talking about a strict definition of katana? Or What are we talking? Or are we talking about Japanese swords in general? Okisaki is also my fave. I dig it. Yeah, me too. I just got here to see what that sword was and how much. Which sword are we talking about outdoors? Weird question. Did you guys tie the rope on the sheath? Do you have a video about how to tie it? Scott has one video about how to tie a sageo, but we didn't tie that one that you got. Japanese in general. So what is it? What was the question? My favorite or my most expensive? Investing in an aesthetic sense. Oh, if that's the case, Gavin, I think it's all about your personal preference. It's worth it. It has good value to it. So for what you get out of it, it's a pretty good sword. It's a nice buff blade. The one you just had. My memory is bad. I don't know which one I just had. I'm sorry. Oh, this one. This one is a 29-inch long blade. Okisaki made of L6 tool steel. This is made by Moritaka. How did you get into Nihonto? Personally, I bought an overpriced Gunto before knowing anything about it. Actually, the first sword I ever got, first Japanese sword I probably paid $2,000 more than I should have. I basically thought it was a really pretty polish, and so I basically got duped by the person who sold it. Luckily, I was able to sell it for about what I paid for it. Most expensive Japanese sword, modern, not antique. This one is $2,000 some dollars. This Tachi. I want to Odachi no Odachi. I'm 6'10", and I'd be better than a shorter one. Yeah, Yeti, we sell them. Come check our website, rvakatana.com. Buff Blades would be a good brand name, right? Sageo is easy to learn. Yeah. So this is my most expensive modern sword at about $2,500. But I also have this one, which is $2,000. This one's made of meteorite. Well, 30% meteorite. So that's where the value of this particular sword is. What makes the sword worth $2,500? It's the steel, the blade construction, and the polish. The rabbit goes through the loop 3 to 6 times. Well, the rabbit it does more than go through the loop and around the tree. It kind of doesn't really go around any trees. I plan to buy from you guys. I just need to car things first. All good. I appreciate it. Thanks for keeping us in mind. Yeah. All right. Any other questions? Anything you guys want to see? I'll show off the sword I just got again. I'm running out of space to put these. I'm going to have a wall rack done over here, actually. Not a wall rack, but a wall case. Can we see a sword that has meaning to me? Meaning in what way? I can fix the majority of issues on the Jian, plus it'll open up a spot on your rack. I have plenty of spots on that rack. I'm more concerned about my Nihonto rack. That looks like it's a little bit of rusting, but this is a metal saya, which is pretty cool. This is the one I just got in today. If I remember correctly, it is a 600-year-old blade with 150-year-old fittings. Nathan Jolly, how many are in my personal collection? Nathan Jolly, nothing technically belongs to me. But for tax reasons, they all belong to my shop. But the ones I consider to be mine is pretty much anything in this room. RVA has good customer service so far, judging by your lives and how you are willing to educate. That's kind of our big thing with it. Sentimental value or life experiences with it? Nothing really. I don't really have anything like that, Hobo. What is it, and will it be for sale? We do have some. Like I say, if you are looking for a Tachi that looks really cool, I have this one. This is a really nice one. Really cool fabric wrapped saya. Tachi fittings, curved ska. Not sure the age of the fittings. Do you have any yari or naginata in mountings? Not in mountings. Actually, we do have a naginata for sale, like a modern one. That Tachi seems so short. It is a little on the short side. I think it's like, yeah, I believe it is 24-inch blade length. Do you have anything from the Gassan school? I've been really digging Ayasagihara recently. So no, Tien Vol. I don't have Tennessee Volunteer, I assume. I don't have anything from Gassan, but the Gassan school comes out of the Mokusa school, which are the indigenous people from Japan And this is made by the Hojo school. So this is related to Gassan, and this one has aisugi. Aisugi is, for those of you who don't know, it's this cross pattern where they use different hardness of steel and fold them together. And it's sort of like the grandfather of that, Japanese swords as we know them today. And when these people were defeated by the indigenous, well, by the what we consider to be Japanese now, a lot of the swordsmiths were enslaved and moved to other parts of the, were forced to move to other parts of the country. And so Japanese sword making techniques come from there. Let's see. So this is the closest thing I have to aisugi. I mean, it does have aisugi, but it's not Gassan. Did the samurai cut flowers when not at war? Yes, actually, they did cut flowers. Flower arranging was considered to be a high-level skill. Are they on the website? That one Tachi is on the website, yes. Hey, I have a wooden katana weighing 600 grams, and I train with them daily. Do you think it would make me improve, although it's not weighted like a real katana? Yeah, of course it would. Of course, more weight would help too. You have some really good-looking Tachi, thank you. Do you get gendaito? Very rarely. Very rarely. We do have a couple. We do have, I think, one gendaito. Actually, that what you call it, that Tachi over there is a gendaito. Plus, we have another Tachi that's a gendaito. I found out some good news about L6B9 that you'll be very happy about. Don't worry, it's already in your email. Okay. Higo no Kami. Do you like people from Higo? Very beautiful collection. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to shut this baby down. But once again, good night, everybody. And thanks for joining in. I am shutting down that. And now I'm shutting down you guys.